In this video, we're going to talk about the mode and we're going to talk about how to find it. So the mode is just the value that occurs most often. And it's possible to have one mode. It's possible to have more than one mode if there's a tie for most frequent. And it's also possible to have no mode if there are any values that repeat in a list. So in example one, we have all of the tornado data, so the number of tornadoes in Michigan each year from years 2013 to 2021. What is the mode for this data set? So the first thing I do is I start looking for repeating values. So I look and I see, okay, 14 repeats twice. And then I notice that 16 repeats 3 times, and I don't have any other repetitions. So in this case, since 16 occurs more than 14, we're going to say the mode is only 16. 14 is not considered a mode. Okay. In example 2, we're looking at some class scores. So I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to start circling any values I see repeat. So it looks like 90 repeats, and it looks like 81 repeats. Looks like 80 repeats 3 times. And so it looks like I have a tie there because I have two numbers that repeat 3 times. So 80 occurs 3 times and 90 occurs 3 times. So here I'm going to say I have two modes, 80 and 90. And I don't list 81 because it doesn't occur as many times as 80 and 90. And then example 3, when I look at this example, I don't see any repetitions. So no values repeat. So in this example, I'm going to say there's no mode. And then there's really just one other type of example with mode, and that has to do with categorical data. In this example, we have a poll that was taken asking people if they agreed with the main positions of the 4 candidates for a county office. Which is the mode? So at first glance, you might look at this and see these numbers and say, oh, well, there aren't any repeats of the numbers, so there's no mode. But this is a different type of question. What these numbers represent is the number of times people voted for candidate 1. So for instance, you've got somebody that says candidate 1. Candidate 1, candidate 1. I want you to imagine this list of candidate 1s, and there's 32,000 in one of those, okay? There's 14,123 times that somebody voted for candidate 2. And for candidate 3, that's going to occur 74,322 times. And then candidate 4, imagine that listed out 12,032 times. And so you almost have to visualize this picture of all of those votes listed out and then ask yourself, well, which one occurred most often? Candidate 3 occurred most often because it had 74,322 votes, which beat the other votes. So in this case, the answer for mode would be candidate 3, since that candidate had the most votes.